If you think someone's autism is a demon, you need deliverance more than they do. Dear Church, you've turned deliverance into a blunt force weapon. You call it spiritual authority, but it's spiritual laziness. Instead of learning what autism actually is, you slap oil on it and yell, "Come out." You're not healing anybody, you're humiliating them. Let me make it plain. A meltdown is not a manifestation. A stim is not a spirit. Sensory overload is not sin. If someone needs a quiet space, not a choir scream, you call it rebellion. If someone doesn't cry or shout at the altar, you assume they're spiritually dead. If someone walks out because your sound system is weaponized decibels, you whisper demon. No, it's your ignorance. And that's what's grieving the spirit. You know how many neurodivergent believers sit in your pews every week masked and melting on the inside? You know how many ND kids get dragged to the altar, terrified, overstimulated, and shamed? And don't act like it's just the adults. Y'all lay hands on children, babies, who are just showing classic autism signs, and you do it to feel powerful, not to be pastoral. You want them to fit into your box of emotional expression. But maybe their worship is quiet. Maybe it's still. Maybe it's regulated. And you call that demonic? 1 Corinthians 12, chapter 22nd verse. The parts of the body that seem weakest and least important are actually the most necessary. Translation: the ND believer you're ignoring might be the intercessor holding up the entire house. Anglia Ruskin University, 2020. Suicide risk among undiagnosed autistics is up to 9 times higher than neurotypicals. You know why? Because church became a battleground, not a refuge. We need trauma-informed ministry, not fear-based altar theatrics. We need spiritual discernment, not diagnostic projection. When you stop calling divine wiring demonic, you'll stop driving away prophets, priests, and pioneers. You'll realize God moves in patterns. Neurodivergents see those patterns. Maybe we're not the problem. Maybe we're the prophetic system upgrades you've been praying for. Your church won't just grow, it'll evolve. From performance to presence. From casting out to calling in. That's revival. To every ND believer who's been spiritually gaslit, you are not possessed. You are not broken. You are not disqualified. You are fearfully and neurodivergently made. Isaiah 55th, chapter 8th verse. My thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways. University of Aberdeen, 2021. 70% of autistic adults say church made them feel unwanted. Let's fix that. Start here. Share this video with your pastor. Send it to every church that tried to cast you out. Drop a comment if you've been mislabeled and mistreated. Next up, when church trauma looks like deliverance. You don't want to miss it.